Hi, I'm Sean, host of NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast. Today, you're going to learn about how to make the most of a windfall, whether you want to pay off debt, invest, or just have some fun with the money. And I'm joined in this conversation by my co-host, Sara Rathner, and a listener, Adam, who has some windfall money burning a hole in his pocket. Adam, welcome to Smart Money.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sara. Happy to be here.
Great to have you on. And before we get too far into this conversation, I did want to remind folks that we are not financial or investment advisors. And Adam, we're not going to tell you what to do with your money in this conversation. It's really just some nerdy food for thought for you as you consider what to do with all of your financial goals. So I know that you are debating what to do with a windfall that you might be getting. So as it relates to your credit card debt, your investment goals, other life goals that you have, how would you consider using a windfall currently?
So we were fortunate enough to apply for and get a new credit card where we did a balance transfer at 0% APR. So our goal in 2024 is to hammer out as much as we can to pay down that debt at the 0% interest. So everything's been transferred to that card except for one card that has about $1,000 balance on it. So that's one piece of the puzzle. The other piece of the puzzle is I have a 457 account through work. That is an additional retirement account outside my pension. This windfall could go either into the 457, pay off credit card debt, or we could even put it into my children's 529. So a lot of different options there.
Those are all great goals. So one thing that I like to suggest people do when they get a windfall is take 10% of it and just enjoy it, because not every dollar that comes into your life has to be put toward the most utilitarian and efficient function. It's great to do that. And it seems like you are honed in on some very efficient ways to use a windfall. However, you got to enjoy life too. So what do you think you might want to do if you did have, let's say, a $3,000 windfall? What would you do with maybe $300 of that?
I think we'd best use the $300 to maybe take a short vacation in state with the boys, rent a cabin or do something over, what we call it a 4-day. I work 2 days on, I have 4 days off. So I have a lot of time off to spend with my children. So I'd say something like that.
That's great. I mean, because those memories that you would build with your kids now is well worth $300. I would argue it could be priceless. So I want to hone in on the credit card debt a little bit more. How much do you have in total right now?
So between my wife and I in total, we're about $12,000.
And you mentioned that all but $1,000 is on a 0 APR credit card. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Almost all of it. Yep.
All right. And how long do you have that 0 APR term?
It was definitely at least 12. It might have been 18 months. I'd have to double check.
Okay. Either way, it does give you some breathing room. So that's really nice to have. And remind me, what's the APR on the amount of debt that's not in the balance transfer 0 APR card?
25%.
That's the hard thing with credit card debt right now, is that since the Fed has raised interest rates over the past year and some change, these rates have gone up and they are just so expensive, as you know well. So 25%, it makes that a very expensive kind of debt. And a lot of financial planners would say that should be your priority right now, is knocking that out. So even if it is just a few $100s extra over the course of a few months to try to wipe that out, that will free up your cash so you can do something like beef up your emergency fund.
Right. And like I said earlier, I only have about $1,000 on the 25% APR card. The rest has been transferred to the 0%. And that is something we've talked about just this morning over coffee, my wife and I, of focusing on crushing that and leaving that account 0 and just being done with that one.
Tell me a little bit about your emergency fund, because sometimes you're just one unexpected expense away from adding even more debt onto those credit cards. So what do you have set aside right now for those unexpected costs?
An emergency fund is something that we've never really prepared for or had in place until I got into the financial podcast world and started learning from you guys. So just recently, I did a little shopping around and found a high yield savings account that I opened, and we've been putting $25 in every week since we started that. So our goal is to have, a month or two worth of expenses saved up. We've only just begun in the last 6-7 weeks. So there's not quite a lot of money in there yet, but it's growing and it's growing quickly. And it's something we've budgeted for and should be snowballing here.
I love to hear that, because $25 a week doesn't feel like much, but you let a few months go by and you automate those contributions so they happen regardless of what else is going on in your life. You don't get too busy and forget to make the contribution. And you'll be surprised at how much is in there after just a few months, assuming you don't have to tap into it. And if you ever do have to tap into it, it's going to be really nice to have. So yes, that is excellent progress. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah. And building on that, there is a debate in the personal finance space around whether if you have high interest credit card debt, if you should focus on that primarily at the expense of all other goals. I'm a big proponent of doing multiple things simultaneously. So right now, it seems like you can focus on paying off that high interest credit card debt while continuing your $25 a week deposits into this high yield savings account for your emergency fund. That is a great way. So you can basically shore up your defenses for when the next emergency does happen, like Sara said, and not go into credit card debt.
Yeah, Sean and I both had unexpected expenses over the past couple of weeks. Sean, I know you had car repairs, I had roof repairs, and life just happens. So it's nice to have the funding available when you need it.
Yeah, I had a nice $1,500 surprise car expense, actually 2 expenses. And yeah, it wasn't fun, but I did have the money set aside to cover this. So I was really grateful for that. And now I realize it's going to take me some time to build up those reserves again. And that makes me just a tad bit anxious, but I know that I have these automated deposits set up. I'll be there eventually. And this money was there for me when I needed it. And that's really about offsetting risks of the inevitable of whatever could come your way. That's what savings are for. Thanks for watching. I'm Sean Pyles, host of NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast. If you learned something new today, hit like and subscribe and share with your friends. Also, listen to NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.